Hey guys, my name is Ryan.
And my name is Miska.
And welcome to Overwatch Central. So last week, as you may remember, we did a video on Symmetra. We talked about how the hero was still viable, but just wasn't really picked, at all. We looked at some pick rate percentages from the Gozu Gamer tournament that was on that week. But looking through that information, we also noticed something else quite alarming. The complete lack of defense heroes in competitive, and really the lack of defense heroes anywhere.
So, remember we said that Symmetra was picked 0% of the time in this tournament. Well, the defense heroes as a whole don't fare much better, honestly. Hanzo was played for 1 minute out of 15 hours. Bastian, 2 minutes. Mei, 2 minutes. And Widow, 4 minutes. Torb, 6 minutes. And Junkrat, 8 minutes. Between them, they make about 3% of the total playtime, and considering this isn't just one hero down on their luck, but a whole group of heroes, it really raises some thought and interesting points of discussion too. But why are they not played then? Are they too situational, and how do you fix this? Because surely you can't just buff all the heroes loads to get them to be played more.
First of all, we really need to go over the term defense, which in itself is probably not the best term to use. Supports and tanks make sense. It doesn't matter what game mode or side you are on, you will always need a support and a tank. Of course, some tanks are better than others in some situations, but generally you can get away with playing any of them on any game mode. But the term defense is a little bit too niche. These heroes are used for defending, and most of the time they are pretty good at it as well, but that's only a chunk of how Overwatch plays. You always need a support, you always need a tank, and you always need some form of high DPS, but you don't always need these defense heroes. In fact, even on defense, you don't really need these defense heroes at all, because the defense heroes just do a better job all round at getting rid of the enemy. Basically, the issue stems down to we've never seen somebody pick a defense hero in ranked or whatever and gone, yeah, this is the pick that we need right here. But the problem is a lot deeper and doesn't stop there.
Now we're going to go over specific problems with each of the defense heroes, and we'll start with Bastian. Bastian has had his fair share of changes. He was infuriating to deal with for some when the game first launched, but people soon learned how to play around the robot. It's still fairly easy to be caught out by Bastian if you're not expecting it, but once you know your bearings and can get a clear shot from cover, it's a fairly easy thing to break down. Hanzo is one of the most unreliable characters in the game. Super fun to play, and it's always nice to be good at him, but I would definitely not pick him for ranked, honestly. He's difficult to play consistently well, and it's just a little bit too easy to take out too. Pick Winston and you just win most of the time. It's just not worth the risk, really. And we all know how random the arrows can be sometimes. We also have Junkrat, who is our shining light with the defense heroes. Amazing damage output, great zoning abilities to protect and manage flanks, and a super strong ultimate too. If there's a defense hero to pick, he's the guy, but he's also a little bit unreliable and far too situational, and doesn't work half as well on attack as he does in defense, and some maps even suit him a little bit better than others. You just have to put too much effort in to make Junkrat work. So a pro might think, I can either practice Junkrat on defense on these couple maps, or I can just practice Pharah, Reaper, or McCree for all game modes and maps and just do better overall. And when you put it like that, it's easy to see why we don't see Junkrat played much either.
When we talk about Mei, we usually go, well, she's just Mei, and then move on. The problem is she just doesn't kill stuff quickly at all in comparison to McCree and Soldier. She has no movement abilities apart from maybe her wall, and she just generally struggles to do a job apart from stalling. Basically, there is no situation or scenario where you'd want to play Mei over a character like McCree. Torbjorn has been involved a little bit more in the competitive scene as of late, and in my personal opinion is a better choice than Bastian. However, if the enemy team are wise enough to outmaneuver you and kill your turret with ease, you'll either be spending all of your time setting up turrets time after time, or you'll be making your way back from spawn each time. Either way, you can't really set yourself up and your team will be only playing with 5 players. And finally, Widowmaker, who was very viable in competitive, especially at the high skill end for quite some time. She was also too powerful, but her playstyle suited a lot of players from other games. Sniper players in TF2, Battlefield, so on and so forth. She was the typical sniper role, and her recent nerfs not only brought her down a peg or two, but just completely wiped her from the meta. She is still useful at a quick play / ranked lineup, but honestly needs something to bring her back into the game without making her completely overpowered as she was before. And in a similar way to Hanzo, it's very easy to deal with her, and it's way too difficult to actually play her really well.
So how do we deal with this then? Well, the problem really lies in the defense heroes not being as reliable as some of the offense heroes, even when defending. A rework of some sort has to happen to change this, whether we're talking synergies, buffs and nerfs, or even a rework of an entire hero or two. Maybe Sombra will be a defense hero that will bring back the other defense heroes into the meta via various synergies, and that would be very interesting to see for sure. Or maybe a new game mode is what we really need here. Who knows? Either way, I hope something is done somewhat soon. Now, just to make this clear, it's not that defense heroes heroes are entirely worthless in normal quick play games or even some ranked games, but higher up in the ranks and definitely in competitive and esports play, these heroes just aren't used enough.
And that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Do let us know what you think of the defense heroes, whether you find them viable or not. Let us know what other interesting topics you want us to tackle in a future video. And until next time, take care. We'll see you then.